powers awesomely black families. How everybody doing out there? Kwofi here. Another miracle plan for you. Today we're talking about cinnamon, also known as dalchini. Now I want to talk about cinnamon not because it's the holiday season, but because it's very critical to the human anatomy. And the reason why I say this is for a number of reasons. So bear with me. Now it's also found as dalchini. It is indigenous to Sri Lanka. Once upon a time, Sri Lanka was named Ceylon. What is Ceylon? Ceylon is found as true Ceylon. This is the cinnamon you find on the shelves, right? It's also found as Chinese cassia. This is the cinnamon that's more abundant. You have to go to herbsmen, you have to grow it yourself, or you have to go to regions where it's indigenous, right? Now, the reasons behind the abundance of it and the information of it is because 5,000 years ago they have documents and they have hieroglyphics of alchemists, Egyptian alchemists going to Ceylon, Sri Lanka. At the time it was Ceylon, going to Ceylon to try to get abundant of it, right? Using it in all different, the alchemist was using it in all different methods. It was also found in Israel, right? In Israel, they was mixing it with burr, they was mixing it with lavender, they was mixing it with peppermint, and it was also mixing with olive oil. And when they was mixing with the olive oil, they was mixing it with the holy oil, right? And it was probably because it's abundant benefits for it. On the ORAC scale, for people who know about the spice scale, it has been ranking number 1 in the last 5 years, 2 to 3 years. It's been coming up as number 1. In the last 5 years, it's been coming up between 1 to 3. In the last 10 years, it's been coming up between 1 and 5. It is up there, outranking oregano, sage, peppermint, lavender, and the rest of the herbs, right? UC Davis University had linked a report that has been helping diabetes. And the reasons why they were linked that report is because it's lowering HDL, is rising HDL, and is lowering LDL in the body. And this is because when the insulin resistance kick in, as far as diabetics refusing the artificial insulin, cinnamon has been helping the enzyme breakdown as far as the glucose and the blood sugar. This is when we talk about the GTF process and blocking alanines and different parts of things like that, right? Metabolic syndromes and lowering triglycerides. Because anybody who knows about triglycerides, when you have a high level of triglycerides, that's when you're talking about heart disease. That's when you're talking about strokes and different things like that. And obesity and different things like that, right? It's also an age reflector. It has been helping the age process. And this is because it's helping the mental cranium. It is helping against Alzheimer's disease, and that's because it has a protein of tau. That's TAU, right? In the Parkinson's disease, it has been boosting neurotransmitters in the brain. It also has polyphenols and phenolic acid, and it has 7 of the flavonoids, right? I also want to take a minute and talk about the cinnamaldehyde. What is cinnamaldehyde? Cinnamaldehyde is a chemical compound that the plant produces. This chemical compound works against free radicals in the body. It helps against DNA damage. It helps against it inhabits tumors. It is also ushering in the antifungal properties, the antibacterial properties, and the the aging properties. Now, when we talk about antibacterial, I'm talking about the listeria, and I'm talking about the salmonella, right? I also want to talk about apoptosis. What is apoptosis? Apoptosis is found in cinnamon. Apoptosis is the self-destruction of free radical cancerous cells. So for these 2 facts that I just named, it has been curing cinnamon, and there's multiple reports that you can look up, and it has been curing cinnamon. Now, they did a report on spices, and it was 50 spices, and it came in number 4 and curing UTI Candida, right? It's also been used as honey for thousands of years. It has been used as honey for curing acne. The natives have been using it. The Egyptians have used it. The Israelites have used it. And even parts of Europe have adapted it around the time of figuring out shampoo and different cosmetics like that. Right now, I also want to take a minute and talk about the HIV and AIDS process of cinnamon. Cinnamon produces a molecule of IND-O2. This molecule, chemical compound of the plant, has been reducing the viral load, right? When we're talking about HIV and we're talking about AIDS, we're talking about CD4 levels dropping below 350, right? This neutralizes it. And what neutralizes it bear with me. It's the APOBE G2. This is a polyoprotein BMRNA edit enzymes process. This neutralizes the CD4 levels in the body, right? Now, if we're talking about HIV, I want to talk about the VIF process of HIV. The VIF fights against all the benefits I just named as far as AIDS and HIV, as far as cinnamon goes. Now, these are not my reports. These are reports that was linked in from different companies, different HIV and herbalist companies that was been dealing with the disease. We're talking about out of 40%, 20% came back. Out of 14% guaranteed that cinnamon is the herb that helped them. They did a report out of 100%, 68% participants did not take cinnamon, and those participants received negative benefits from HIV, with the remaining percentages received benefits. So this has reports, and it has a good enough track record to say that it cures cancer, it cures AIDS, it helps the brain, it helps you stay young. Also, in the form of an extract, it helps teeth. It helps diabetes, right? It's keeping us young, it's keeping us fit, right? It has a good enough track record. We're talking about 5,000 years ago. Them clearing off on this. Alchemists clearing off on this to scientists up to today in 2018 clearing off on it. It's about to be 2019. It's about to be 2019. We need to be adding these miracle plants in. They say a tablespoon every morning in alkaline water, you will get these same benefits I just named. We need to be adding these miracle plants into our diet every day. If not every day, at least every other day. If not every other day, at least every weekly or monthly. Because the chicken, the turkey, the beef, and the pork is definitely not giving you any of these nutrients. Any nutrients you get in as far as proteins and as far as vitamins and minerals is because that animal was a vegetarian or vegan, right? We need to be adding these miracle plants in, families. Everybody stay healthy out there.